The three sisters of Moonlit Isle. Under the silver glow of the moon, nestled near the shores of Moonlit Isle, stood a quaint little cottage. It was home to three sisters, Layla, Amani, and Noah, who lived there with their father, Elias, a fisherman known for his kindness and wisdom. Their mother, Mariam, had passed away many years ago, leaving a void in their hearts that even time couldn't heal. Layla, the eldest, was gentle and responsible, always making sure the family was cared for. Amani, the middle sister, had an adventurous spirit and loved exploring the island. Noor, the youngest, was a dreamer, often lost in her world of stories and drawings. Their days were simple, filled with laughter, chores, and the sound of waves crashing against the shore. In the mornings, Layla prepared breakfast while Noor played with the birds outside. Amani, on the other hand, would be out climbing trees or collecting seashells. Despite their happiness, a quiet sadness lingered. Their mother had loved this island, and they often visited her favorite place, a giant oak tree near the cliffs, where she used to sit and tell them stories. It was there, under its branches, that Noah would sketch, imagining their mother watching over them. One evening, as the sisters prepared for bed, their father sat by the fire, looking troubled. "The sea is restless tonight," he murmured. "A storm is coming." That night, the wind howled like a beast, shaking the cottage's wooden walls. The waves roared, crashing against the shore. The sisters huddled together, listening to the raging storm outside. Then came a loud bang on the door. Amani rushed to open it, and there, drenched and shivering, stood a stranger, a young man with dark, sea-wet hair and piercing green eyes. "Please," he gasped, barely able to stand. "Help me?" Layla, without hesitation, pulled him inside. Noah ran to get blankets while their father helped him to a chair. The stranger's clothes were torn, and his hands were covered in cuts. "I was on a ship," explained weakly. It sank. "I barely made it to shore." The sisters exchanged glances. Who was he? Elias nodded. "You are safe now, son. Rest." For the next few days, the sisters cared for him. They learned his name was Zaid, and he had been traveling on a merchant ship when the storm struck. He had lost everything. As time passed, something changed in their small home. Layla, who had always been quiet and serious, found herself drawn to Zaid. He was kind, grateful, and strong. Amani, suspicious at first, began to admire his resilience. Even Noah, usually shy, loved hearing his stories of the outside world. But the island had secrets of its own, and soon Zaid's presence would uncover mysteries buried in the past. One afternoon, as Noah played near the old oak tree, she noticed something buried beneath the roots, a small, rusted box. Curious, she dug it out and pried it open. Inside was a folded, yellowed letter. Her hands trembled as she read the first words. "To my daughters, if you ever find this, know that my love will never fade." It was from their mother. Heart-pounding, Noah ran home and gathered her sisters. They sat in their small kitchen, the candlelight flickering as Layla read the letter aloud. In it, their mother spoke of a secret she had never told them, that she had once been a princess of a distant kingdom, but had given up everything for love. She had fled to this island with their father, choosing a simple life over a royal throne. But the letter warned of something more. If ever a stranger from the sea arrives, it means the past has come to find you. The sisters looked at Zaid in shock. Was he connected to their mother's past? Before they could question him, there was a loud knock at the door. A group of men stood outside, dressed in royal blue cloaks, and at the center was a man who bore an eerie resemblance to their mother. "I have come for my nieces," he announced. Was this their mother's family? And what did they wanted? The man introduced himself as Prince Idris, their mother's long-lost brother. He had spent years searching for Mariam, only to discover she had passed away. Now he had come for her daughters. "You are of royal blood," he told them, "and your rightful place is in the kingdom." The sisters were stunned. They had always been simple island girls. Could they truly belong to a royal family? Zayd, however, remained silent, a troubled look in his eyes. Later that night, he finally confessed the truth. I wasn't just on a merchant ship. He admitted I was sent by the king to find you. Betrayal flashed in Almani's eyes. You lied to us. Hell, I didn't mean to deceive you, Zayd said. I never expected to care for you all this much. His gaze lingered on Layla, especially you. Layla's heart ached. She had begun to care for him too, but could she trust him now? Prince Idris gave them a choice. Stay on the island or leave for the kingdom. The sisters had one night to decide. The next morning, the sisters stood at the edge of the shore, watching the royal ship waiting for them. Amani was the first to decide. I want to see the world, she declared. I'll go. Noor hesitated, then nodded. I want to learn more about our mother's past. Layla, however, felt torn. She loved the island. It was her mother's home, their father's world. But when she looked at Zayd, she saw something else, a future filled with adventure, love, and the unknown. Elias placed a hand on her shoulder. Your mother would want you to follow your heart. And so, with heavy yet hopeful hearts, the three sisters boarded the ship, leaving behind the only home they had ever known. As the island disappeared in the distance, Layla turned to Zayd. Will you stay with us? He smiled, taking her hand. Always. Their journey had just begun. The end.